Item 9, district mission statement. We are a collaborative, culturally rich educational community where rigorous and innovative curriculum prepares our students to be successful contributors to a real-world society. Item 10, public comment. Public business from the floor, non-agendized items. This portion of the agenda allows an individual the opportunity to address the board on any item regarding board business that is not on the agenda. Without taking action or entering into a dialogue with the public, board members may briefly respond to statements made or ask clarifying questions about topics posed by the public. Your matter may be referred to administration. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each.
Hello, my name is Michelle. My daughter is at elementary school. I just wanted to thank everybody who came to the open house at the Calistoga Elementary School on Thursday. And I also wanted to remind you that we do have 3 music programs coming up. This Tuesday is Transitional Kindergarten through 3rd grade at 6:30. And on this Thursday, May 12th, is the 4th through 6th grade choir and band. It is the Hawaiian theme. And also on May 17th, currently here in the cafeteria, here at the high school, at 7 p.m. is the band and choir performance. So if you could please make it, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Since there's no rush to the podium, okay. Moving on. Reports, recognition, information, discussion items. 11 by 1. La Promesa presentation. Margaret Swarmer.
First of all, thank you very much for having us. My name is Margaret Swarmer. I teach La Promesa and science at the high school. We have Sabrina, who's a junior and also is in La Promesa, and Jessica, who's also a junior in La Promesa as well. So this is our first year having this program. And this is most of our students. We do have boys. We are seeing a couple girls.
Smart boy.
There you go.
That's my son. Girl basketball.
But really the success of this program was with the mentor teachers. Being new to this district and then bringing these mentors on board was kind of a challenge. And our 2 drivers for this was Tegan Henry and Marissa Henricks. These 2 ladies really generated some support and some want from the elementary. And we were able to get 8 mentors on board for the first semester. They were wonderful. Kids had great placements. They were mostly in 4th and 6th grades. Our first semester accomplishments.
During our first semester accomplishments, the first thing that we did was we had CES observations and reflections for when we were going into our classrooms. And then we also got the opportunity to take an online college course, actually from the Napa College here nearby. And we were able to actually have a college professor come over to this school and allow us to take a class with her. And then we also had some presentations during the class in which we got to pick our careers, or where we had to pick something that we would like to do in the future involving this program. And then during the first semester, we actually had the opportunity to do a first lesson plan. And throughout this first lesson plan, we had to do Halloween slime, which was very fun. We had to get glue and got all messy with all the kids. And it was actually the first time we got to actually act like teachers, which was super fun. And then we were able to get our first evaluations from our mentors as well, which was very good feedback and really allowed us to grow for our second semester.
Okay, and then we had a schedule change second semester, which was good for us in La Promesa because it gave us a block schedule, a little more time to delve deeply into the classroom. But due to that schedule change, we needed to bring in some more mentors, which was nice because then we were able to accommodate some of those kinder first and 3rd grade teachers. So second semester, we ended up with 12 mentors on board, and we had amazing internship opportunities for second semester.
semester accomplishments, with the help of Ms. Romo, we were able to develop our soft skills, our workplace etiquette, our resume, cover letters, emails, and our online portfolio. So she helped us create those and advance in those. We are also very hands-on in our classrooms when we go to elementary and we do our internships. If we're put into a group setting with children, like for example, I'm in a kindergarten class, so usually I'll be sitting in a group of 5 or 6 students. For our second semester, we also had to do a STEM lesson plan, and we got to choose what we wanted to do rather than just having to do one for every single class. And for my second semester lesson plan, I decided to do behavioral habitat studies. And if you can see, there's 2 of my presentations right there, 2 pictures. And for those, I had kindergartners just tape 2 water bottles together and build habitats for roly-polies. And at the end of the week, they had to observe where the roly-polies decided to live. And at the end of each quarter, we also did our self-evaluations and our evaluations by our mentors, which will help us next year for our second La Promesa class.
And in addition, the SSU units that they're earning this semester from Sonoma State is 3 units upon completion of their 30 hours of internship with La Promesa. Pretty good deal. And then our future hopes for next year, we're going to be running a La Promesa 2. We have 5, including these girls, that are continuing on in La Promesa. So for the La Promesa 2, we will be focusing on ELL and long-term ELL. We'll start our internships earlier. I hope to recruit those mentors this month for September of next year. We'll be looking at the teenage brain instead of early adolescence. And then there's been a demand, there's been a want for us to be doing more science lessons, more wet labs at the elementary. So we're going to be working with the new principals and hopefully doing at least 1 a quarter, perhaps more. And we're going to start off with our soft skills, so continuing those soft skills first semester. Are there any questions?
Well, so, girls, how's it been? I mean, have you enjoyed it? Obviously, you signed back up, right? Yeah.
Well, I've had really a lot of fun. First semester, I got to do a 4th grade class. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to do a 4th grade class, which was kind of easier for me just because they were a little bit older. And right now, I'm having some difficulty because they're 6 and 5-year-olds, so they're very impatient with things. So, but I've been having a lot of fun with it.
And for my class, I actually got to work also in a 4th grade class, but then I also got to work in a special education class this semester. And so it was like a completely different location and different types of students, because I was so used to being in such a big classroom. It changed like dramatically to only seeing 2 students or 3 students at a time. And so I really enjoyed working in the special education field, just because I saw how much patience you actually needed in order from going from a 4th grade class where you have just regular students from like challenging like the teacher to go to like a special education class. So I loved like that experience, and I actually got to learn like so much from it, like just seeing like how the kids actually learn so much more differently than like the other kids. Like I just thought it was amazing.
Fantastic. Good.
I would like to remind the board that this program is in partnership with Sonoma State, and Mr. Whiteoff introduced me to Carlos Garcia Ayala, and it's basically Sonoma State, and we are the only school in Napa County offering the program. We recently had, was it last week, I believe, we had Patrick Sweeney, superintendent of Napa Unified, and his team come and visit us. And they were very impressed, by the way, with you, and they are now very interested in implementing a program in Napa Unified. So thank you very much for hosting us and sharing your experiences. I have had an opportunity to also watch some of the lessons. And by the way, ladies, you are just natural teachers already. So we're developing future teachers.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. administration report. We'll have James not here. So we'll move on to David.
All right, junior high. So a few things to report. Earlier this year in February, the 8th grade students took the PSAT 8-9, which is a new test. We got the results back. I sent them out to the families. They should have received them over the weekend, if not, probably today. And it's a good way for parents to kind of see where their kids are now and also get a sense of where they need to go to be ready for AP classes as well as college. If they log into the College Board, they can link that to the Khan Academy. And there's lessons within Khan Academy that will help strengthen the areas that they need to develop more. And so there's a neat little link there for parents, and they can start, like I said, in 8th grade. So by the time they go to the high school in 9th and 10th grade, there's already skills and things that parents can be aware of, ways to help their individual students. Last Friday was the last dance for the junior high this year. This room was set up much differently. We had pizza for the first time. They thought that it would be a dinner dance in junior high. They were trying to raise a little money. The last dances, they were really just trying to break even and have fun with the kids. This one they thought, well, let's try to do a little fundraising in addition to that. And so they charged a little bit more and had pizzas and music and craziness and so the evening. And they had a great time. They seemed to, the first hour was pretty quiet. They're eating in their own groups. But then once things started, they were on the dance floor. It was pretty, it's a junior high dance. This Thursday we have our junior high awards ceremony here at the gym. And Friday the 8th graders are off to Six Flags for their annual trip. As far as how we're finishing up the year, there's one project that the students are doing in their math class, their English class, their history and science on sound and social change. And so it's kind of a collaborative project, so they're going from class to class to learn about the science of sound in science class, poetry and writing lyrics in their English classes. In their history classes, they're looking at social movements and how music has made changes in the world. So, that's the end of a strong year. And they're going to do presentations if anybody wants to come. That's where they present their song on change. So, anyone's welcome. It's in my report. Okay. So.
All right, thanks, David. And Principal Wyckoff.
Thank you very much. This coming Friday, David mentioned Thursday being the junior high academic board ceremony. This Friday is going to be the high school academic boards. So we're looking forward to both those two events. Our staff is very supportive, and our team is really working hard to get this going, so I appreciate that. So engagement. In the board packet, the first thing that I had in here was about the HOPE, the Youth Leadership Conference. I put a couple pictures in just to give you an idea of what some of the students were doing. This has been a really eye-opening experience for those girls, very empowering. And for some of them, they'd never flown on a plane before, so going to Los Angeles was a new experience for them and having that opportunity. But to be able to go to a new studio and hear from strong Latina women talking about how they became successful, that's been the most important part of the whole thing for these girls, and they come back to share. Kind of on the same venue, some of the things that Cassandra, she's real involved with the ACE program, but she's also involved with Club Live. I put some notes in there about that, what her AmeriCorps workers are doing, her AmeriCorps fellows, and then also to the Safe School ambassadors. Our clubs have been really strong this year. I'm really happy about that. That's one of the things that it's been sort of an initiative of mine, is to get more students to stay on campus instead of leave campus and get more clubs. Our Interact clubs, Optimus Club, Engineering, GSA, California Scholastic Federation. And if you go to the website, our district's website, you can see some photos from the Engineering Club when they went to San Jose. And there's some great photographs there. The Interact Club, with the support of Rotary, just sent out, I think it was probably 40 backpacks filled with school supplies and hygiene supplies to an impoverished region in Central America. So they were going to support tsunami victims, but for some reason their contact fell through there, but they did have a contact in Central America, and so they helped out there and actually just spent this weekend packing up all that stuff and sending it out. So I was really proud of that group. College signing day was really a big success, and we want to thank Ms. Server for that. She gives thanks to President Obama's wife, because she kind of came up with the idea, but Carla put the work in here at school, and it was really fun. And there's also photographs on our website of that event too. Spring play went real well. Really excited for that. That turned out fantastic. I've also included some upcoming events with the academic award ceremony, this prom course, the music concert, and so on. This year our senior trip is going to Universal Studios. Harry Potter World opened up, so that was a big draw for the kids. And then to Disneyland, and then we have our scholarship night, and of course the senior breakfast. It's going to be a little bit different, so if you want to stop by, it's not going to be in the junior high quad, it's going to be in here. Our yearbook teacher, Ms. Louise Owens, has put together a really neat photograph slideshow, kind of capturing the year for the seniors and music. So we're going to do a little more formal in here, try to make it a little bit nicer for the kids. And then of course we have graduation at the fairgrounds. Our student outcomes, you probably heard, if you know anyone, this week and next week is the AP exams. I've listed those ones we're taking. We have a lot more kids taking this year, and I'm really happy about that. Our AP Spanish language class, this is the first year, and it's incredible how many kids have signed up. And actually, we had students who were in just regular Spanish last year, Spanish 4, are coming back. 5 of them came back to take the Spanish exam this year too. So they weren't even in the class, but they didn't really want to do it. So this was fantastic. And then just kind of highlighted some facts, which I prepared for the fundraiser on Saturday night. Just in the last 2 years since I've been here, we've added 4 new AP classes, Advanced Placement Chemistry, which will be new next year. And we have almost a full class of that, which is really fantastic. I was at a school of 1,700, they had 1 AP chemistry class for 1,700. We're going to have 1 AP class for 240 students, which is really a testament to our kids wanting to strive and do well and really push themselves harder. Our AP Computer Science Programming class is going to be small, but it'll be taught in conjunction with our Intro to Programming class. So that'll be new. We have some kids in that. AP French is new, and of course this year we've offered the AP Spanish language. Some other new courses in the last 2 years in direction of construction. And if you have a chance, you probably see it driving by. The roof's on. Tiny house is looking really fantastic. Just heard from La Promesa. We are not going to be offering journalism next year. We had to balance out between the number of students who were in that and the number of students we needed for our Read 180 class. So we're going to offer it the following year. So those kids who signed up were actually luckily juniors, so they won't miss out. They'll be able to take it their senior year. Biotechnology will be new next year. That will be also taught by Ms. Warner, who was presenting today earlier. And then we're going to be a slight alternative to chemistry, where we do a chemistry of alternative energy. And Ms. Brooks actually was working with PG&E today. They came out and they're going to be doing some stuff related to solar and solar collection. And they're going to be creating solar charging stations for cell phones around campus. So kids can just plug in and not go off the grid, which will be really quite fun. So the physics class is working on that in conjunction with PG&E. And then we're going to be offering a world geography class to 9th graders. And we actually got a full class for that too. So they don't have to take social studies in 9th grade, but they're looking like they want to do that. And it'll be more about world cultures, and so that'll be really fun, geography. And then of course the introduction to computer science and programming. Naviance has gone really well this year. And then of course with your support and Dr. Monaco's support, the College and Career Center has been fantastic. And Ms. Server has just jumped in and did an amazing job taking over for Ms. Roma. she's there all the time with the kids, working late, one-on-one, helping them make those decisions of which college to go to, about the scholarships, finding things for them that they didn't think about, and really kind of giving them the confidence to say, you need to apply for this. You know, there's only been 2 people applying or no people applying, and you should do that, and helping them with the application. And this is going to be a big deal for some of our students, just having that confidence to take that risk to make that application. So that's my report. Thank you. Well, no, he's not almost done. Mr. Perry, it was a new experience, and with the wood shop being basically remodeled, it was probably 2 or 3 weeks before he could finally get off the ground, and we had troubles with the trailer showing up, and then full construction didn't really start probably until a month and a half into school year. Scaffolding didn't show up on time, so we couldn't really get higher up. We were working about safety and things like that, so it'll probably be a 2-year project. But I think he feels that next time he does it, he'll be able to get it done in a year, just because of the process. The great thing about it is that with your support, he has these modules now, so the kids who we're going to get some plumbing experience in the tiny house will be working on the module and plumbing inside. They'll be working on the module for electrical work. They'll be working on these other things that maybe they would have got that experience when they were building the tiny house, but they'll still get that experience with plumbing. And then we have a new volunteer, a person whose name's Chris. What's Chris's last name? Do you remember? He's a retired plumber, and so he's coming. David Shaw, sorry. David Shaw will be coming out. Chris is the other gentleman, and he'll be coming out and spending time with the kids on the plumbing. That's the next phase, and the electrical work. So we're excited. He's hoping to have the roof on too before we leave, in the windows.
Great, thanks, great. Student rep is, report is contained here. So we'll move on to 11.6, the district board calendar.
We made some changes, and that is basically listing the different dates of the board meetings for the 2016-2017. We did find that we may have to change the April 10th because that is the spring break for our district. So that is the only conflict that I see. And we'll make that change and then bring that back.
All right. 11.7, Jenna.
So I just want to give you an update on the 2016-17 budget. As you know, all year you've seen the current year budget changing, and right now we're working on next year's budget. Once the governor's May revise comes out, there's a workshop that's held by school services, and that's where we kind of get our final information as to how much to plan for the upcoming school year. So once that happens, you will see next year's preliminary budget at the June 6th board meeting.
And I would like to add that, as you saw in our workshop today about facilities, this district needs to continue to basically keep in mind to plan for future projects and facilities issues that we don't have a choice but we need to address. So that's going to be a big part as Jenna continues to work and develop the budget. The other cost, obviously, as you know, that can be very unpredictable, has to do with the adoption of new curriculum. And on this board meeting, you have 2 items that you will be considering, and you will see that just for the adoption of English language arts alone, for one adoption is $130,000. So that will continue. It will continue throughout the next few years because we've just started that way.
So, get a question, want to come up to the microphone?
Yeah, I just wanted clarification. So we are waiting on the governor's school budgets to determine what we're going to spend here.
We use the May revise. There's usually a lot of information that's provided that changes between January, when he releases his initial budget, and May. And so we have to take into
get money?
No, right now, no, the budget, so we develop the budget, right now we're developing the budget, it's a long process. So there's a lot of stuff that we already know, but for schools, there's a statewide seminar, I guess you could say, held, where they tell us basically the most important information we need for next year and how we should use that in planning. And it does impact
So we're waiting on information.
pieces.
Thank you. All right. So that was 11.8 also?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So we're going to move on to item 12, the consent calendar, and this will require a roll call vote. But before we do, contained in the roll call vote is information on people that may be retiring in the future here. And I see one of them that's sitting here, Mr. Miller. Well, congratulations, sir.
Thank you all. One more year.
One more year. But it's in paper, it's in writing now. All right.
You got it.
Actions proposed for the consent agenda are deemed routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the board, the audience, or staff requests specific items be removed from the consent agenda for separate action.
I will move that we approve the consent agenda.
Dear, beat you to it, all right. This is a roll call vote. Clerk Elkisham?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez?
Aye.
Trustee DiGiulio is absent. Trustee Hunt? Aye. And President Maxfield? Aye. So moved. Oh, and student rep is absent. Okay. 13.0, action items. Protocol for action items includes a staff presentation, questions from the board, public input, deliberation by the board, and voting by the board. During the public input, there will be a 3-minute time limit per person. 13.1, curriculum adoption of English language arts program, McGraw-Hill Honors English language arts for kindergarten through 5th.
As previously stated, basically we are beginning to go through the adoption of curriculum that aligns with Common Core. So this is the language arts for kindergarten through 5th grade. And the details of the process are on the action item cover sheet on 13.1.
Recommendation is to adopt.
I move we adopt the curriculum for the English language arts program as presented.
Second that?
You're up. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. 13.2, adoption of English language arts program, McGraw-Hill for sync studies, 6 to 8, for 7th and 8th graders.
Same thing as the language arts adoption, except for just 6 through 8, and that's why the cost is quite different, from $130,000 to only $30,000.
I move that we adopt the curriculum for junior high.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Student rep absent. Well, this is a roll call. Got that. Clerk Elkisham? Trustee Lopez? Trustee absent. Trustee Hunt?
Aye.
Student rep is absent. And President Maxfield, aye. All right. 14.0, future agenda items. Budget hearing, June 6th, and adoption June 20th. LCAP hearings, same dates. Facilities update report, June 6th. Board self-evaluation, 6/20. Calendar, next meeting is June 6th and June 20th. We're all still good for that?
Yes, we are.
Events, senior prom, that's coming Edinburgh. Yeah, all right. Senior award night, here in the one that, senior award night's gonna be in here or in the gym? That's what. Yeah. May 30th Memorial Day, minimum days, May 31st to 2nd. 6th grade will be trustee Hunt and DeJulio, superintendent. 8th grade will be myself, superintendent. And high school will be trustee Lopez, Clerk Upshur, myself, and superintendent. Boy, this year went by fast.
Very fast.
It really did. No need to convene to close session. And we're looking for item 19 for a motion to adjourn.